All right, guys, so we got to talk about a news story that is basically an instruction manual for all the woke revolutionaries on how to get their reparations, right? You know, the reparations that people beg for, okay? Because they feel like they're owed something for slavery, right? Yeah, this video right here, this news story right here is quite literally an instruction manual for people in Houston to get their reparations by stealing houses, right? Because apparently that is allowed in Houston, at least according to this story right here, as there was a group of squatters who stole a house from an Asian woman. Okay, she's the owner of the house. They stole the house by basically breaking into the house, changing the locks, falsifying leasing paperwork, and then claiming that, hey, this is ours, right? We paid like $6,000 for this. This is our house, and police refuse to do anything about it, despite the owner saying, no, they broke in, they stole the place, they're not allowed to live here. And again, the owner is being punished for it. Because again, this news story right here, I think in my opinion, is a instruction manual on how to get reparations. But really, more so than anything, it really goes to show you how our society has shifted to the point where, again, criminals are allowed to get away with damn near anything. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll the clip.
A group of trespassers is living in a Houston woman's home, and she doesn't know how to get them out. That house was listed for lease, but when some prospective tenants went for a visit last week, they found a group of people living inside. ABC 13's Maya Shea visited that home with its owner today, and she joins us live with what they found. Maya?
Well, it's very surprising because this lady actually is living in this house right now. She says she actually paid somebody $6,000.
$6,000 I have receipts. I have a lease that I was given.
She says she has a lease that's given and she has receipts, but the owner of this house, who we spent most of the day with, says it is not her lease and she didn't authorize anyone to live here.
Linda Giang owns this home on South Braeswood, but she can't get inside. And that Lexus in the garage, that's not hers.
The car doesn't belong to me. They changed the locks on my house without my authorization. Literally, they're not authorized to be here. They should not be here.
They are a group of trespassers who apparently moved into Giang's house listed for rent sometime in the last 2 weeks. But repeated calls to law enforcement, including this visit by Precinct 5 deputy constables just 24 hours ago, have yielded no result.
They came out here, but then at the end, they said it's a civil dispute.
Records show both Houston Police Patrol officers and Precinct 5 told Giang and her neighbors this is a civil eviction issue. But veteran eviction attorney Brian Serwin disagrees, pointing to elements such as no furniture, just air mattresses in the house, and the changed locks as clear evidence there was never a rental agreement.
In my opinion, based off the signs, that you have forced entry, that the landlord says, I don't know who these people are. No one who's my agent has ever talked to these people. It's not on the market for rent. That's criminal trespass and should be treated on the criminal side of the house and not through the eviction process.
Part of the confusion may come from this, a supposed rental agreement the trespassers have shown law enforcement. But Giang says it's clearly fake. It only lists the 4 people who say they can live in the house, but does not list her, the owner, as the landlord.
If somebody steals your vehicle, then the police would come out and catch them and say, you're the thief, we're going to put you in jail. This is not your vehicle, but why can't they do the same thing for the house?
ABC 13 contacted Houston Police, who says it will re-examine the original complaint to see if there is a crime. Meanwhile, Giang has also filed eviction paperwork, hoping somehow, some way, she can get the trespassers out and a legitimate renter moved in. In Houston, Maya Shea, ABC 13, Eyewitness News.
Yeah. So that is an absolutely amazing story. It really is. Okay, because the incentive here that is being shown is that, hey, if you're a criminal and you want a place to stay, you want a home, all you have to do is just break into it and just say, hey, I live here, right? This is my house. Okay, and apparently the police, at least in Houston, they're not going to kick you out, right? They're going to let you live there and then tell the landowner, the person that actually owns the place, the homeowner, the landlord, you got to go to civil court, right? And go through the eviction process when It seems like it's clear and obvious that these people didn't pay for the place, okay, even though they allegedly paid $6,000, but they don't have any furniture, right? They don't have a bed. They have nothing in there, okay, like they were homeless, like they really didn't have any money. But you are telling me that you believe they had $6K to pay to move in? No. The paperwork clearly falsified, right? But again, the police are probably not going through that. Apparently, there's evidence of forcible entry. Okay, the locks were changed. The landlord is saying, look, this wasn't for rent, right? This is my place. You got to kick them out. Police are like, no, we don't, right? Take it to court, which means they have to go through all of that, okay? The cost of going to court, okay? The time. And while they're going through all that time, they're losing money because that's time that they could be using to find actual, real, legitimate tenants that are going to pay them money, that are going to pay them rent. Again, it's just amazing how in 2023, criminals' rights are expanding, right? It seems like criminals are being catered to more than small business owners, more than law-abiding citizens. Criminals, right? Criminals seem to be winning in 2023, okay? Stories like this are a shame. This is not the first story I've seen about squatters and how they're just allowed to just say, hey, I live here, and then you can't kick them out. Okay, there's plenty of stories about squatters that squat in Airbnbs.
Okay, there you go, y'all. Straight to the kitchen. I ain't going nowhere. So deal with it. She disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I've been trying to do the right way. I done went down there and got the all the paperwork that I need to do to get her ass evicted out my house, whatever. But that shit is a process. I have to go through protocols and all the other stupid legal blase bull. And then I just the police just left my house, and I'm like, get this out my house. And I'm like, oh, she's a tenant now. She's a tenant now. You and the police, okay? My door. That's all I know. Your door. This is my house. How about you get the out of my house? How about that's what you do? How about you get the out of my house? How about you get the out of my house? How about you get?
Yeah, so you see that, you heard that. Allegedly, right? That's a horror story from an Airbnb squatter, okay? Now, some people, okay, are deciding that, well, if law enforcement is not going to get involved, or put it this way, if they're not going to get there fast enough to take care of the situation, they're just going to take matters into their own hands when it comes to these squatters.
Updating breaking news. It wasn't the alarm clock, but gunfire that made folks in a local neighborhood jump out of bed this morning. Gunfire immediately followed by the sound of sirens as police raced to the scene in southwest Oklahoma City. News 4's Bria Berry has the new information.
The owner of this home behind me had to deal with a squatter situation this morning, which caused quite a commotion in the southwest Oklahoma City neighborhood. Gunfire erupting in this area near 42nd and St. Clair is not surprising to people who live nearby.
There's nothing new for us.
But when neighbors saw their street flooded with police cars and crime scene tape, they knew something was wrong. Early Thursday morning, a man got a call saying someone was inside his property, located here on the corner.
He shows up at the house, and there was apparently a group of homeless or transients squatting up in the house.
That's when police say one of the transients was armed with what appeared to be a pistol. Turns out it was a BB gun. The property owner telling police the transient pointed it at him.
The homeowner also was armed with a gun and shot and injured the other person.
Neighbors fed up with the crime in this area.
Nobody told you to walk in my house. Nobody told you to break in my house. So you deserve what you deserve. Okay. Simple as that.
Bria Berry, Oklahoma's News 4.
All right, Bria, thank you. Now, police tell us the transient is expected to be okay. As for the property owner, it's still unclear whether he'll face any charges.
Yeah, so for the sake of the criminals, which, you know, the social justice advocates, that's all they care about, right? They don't care about law-abiding citizens or business owners, anything like that. It's probably best for some of these jurisdictions that allow squatters to commit this blatant crime of stealing people's homes, okay, or stealing their rooms or whatever, to, I don't know, maybe tighten up the laws on this, right? Because police should be able to evict these people if the homeowner provides sufficient paperwork to prove that, hey, this person is not the actual rightful tenant in my property, right? Like they weren't ever allowed to actually be here, okay? Or if their time here is up, then hey, they should have to move out. I don't understand why there's so much leeway towards people who basically, again, are staying in other people's places for free. Okay, that shouldn't be a thing, right? That shouldn't be a thing. But it's just funny to me because it seems like landlords have been getting screwed over, okay, ever since the pandemic started. You remember how a lot of these landlords were forced to basically not kick people out, okay, because there was an eviction moratorium, okay, where they weren't getting paid and they were just letting people live at their places for free, okay, because you can't kick people out during the pandemic. Yeah, there's a lot of these landlords that are just getting screwed, right, left and right. In this situation right here, a situation where you have somebody just straight up living at your place for free after changing your locks, stealing your home, moving in, and then police can't do anything about it. You have to go to court to go through an eviction process for people who literally were not allowed to live there in the first place. Is absolutely insane, right? It is absolutely insane. So, hey, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.